So who out there is explaining that, no, stimulus package don't work? Why? Why don't they work? Because the money has to come from somewhere. So it's not that the government has this pool of money out of nowhere and there's no cost to distributing. So yes, it could print money, but if it print money and distributes it, what happens? Well, ultimately, prices will go up and you'll pay for it that way, right? Our standard of living will go down because prices will go up. They might go up in certain sectors, they might go up throughout the economy, but that will distort it. It's not real production, it's just paper money, they just printed it. They could tax it, but then if they tax it, what happens? You're taking money out of the private economy and then putting it back into the private economy. So at best, if there were no transaction costs and this was all seamless, you get the same thing you had before. But of course, you get a lot less. Why? Because there's all these unproductive people in the chain that siphon off money, so by the time it actually gets to people, it's a lot less. But it's also inefficiently spent because government bureaucrats are deciding on how to spend the money instead of you. So every dollar that's used to stimulate actually produces a lot less than a dollar. So they talk about the multiplier effect. They talk about, oh, every dollar produces 2. Well, that's just magic. I mean, if that worked, that would be kind of cool, I guess. But it truly is magic. It's metaphysically impossible. It doesn't work that way. Every dollar taken is less, much less. It actually destroys jobs. Stimulus destroys jobs. The third way they can do it, which is the most popular way today because we don't tax, right? That's the one thing we don't do. We don't increase taxes, at least not obviously. Right? We only do it in subtle ways. So the third thing they do is they borrow. And borrowing's cheap and easy because the Chinese are buying it or somebody's buying it, right? And it's fairly cheap, so it seems like that's costless. It's pretty easy. We get this money that we borrow and we put it into the economy and that produces stuff. Does it? Again, who lent it to us? Somebody who has dollars. We took dollars out of the private economy and put it back into the dollar economy. Nothing happened. I mean, something happened, negative. The people who have the dollars, who lent us the money, what would they have done with their dollars if they hadn't lent us their money? Invested it, spent it, done something with it. Nobody sits with dollars in their mattress. Lent it to companies that actually produce stuff rather than to a government that redistributes it.